So Travis Scott's having a huge moment in sneakers right now. They just dropped the T-Rex, aka Jumpman Jacks. We got the canary yellow colorway of the Elkins High Jordan 1 lows on the way. So his name is most definitely ringing bells here in sneakers. And as far as these Jumpman Jacks, I would say this release was such a big deal because many critics were saying he couldn't do it on his own. You know, that means, of course, dropping his own all original model. And if you're gonna judge the success of these Jumpman Jacks based off the demand for these on the secondary market, I would say this release was most definitely a success, as we see the sale colorway reselling for upwards of 500 plus via the secondary market, while the more limited University Red colorway is going in for an astounding $1,000 plus. So I feel like those numbers are absolutely crazy. But of course, with all of this success, you got to add in a little bit of controversy, as behind the scenes amongst sneaker circles, many people have been alleging that for years now, Travis Scott's team has been partaking in what we'll call some unfair backdooring business practices. So today we're going to be reacting to the Travis Scott backdoor conspiracy. And if you're unfamiliar with the practice of backdooring, it's essentially rather than just having a fair sneaker release, whether it be through like a raffle, online drop, first come first serve, you're essentially just selling all of these joints through the back door, sometimes early, sometimes after the release, but you're pretty much naming your price. And based off the demand of these and how limited they are, these joints right here are selling for a pretty penny. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So this comes courtesy of Raf Kicks over on Twitter, who gives us a breakdown, his interpretation of how the whole release went down. So of course we are talking about the University Red colorway of the Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks, but this whole thing actually began Thursday, where Travis Scott shared a series of posts via IG, essentially promoting the release of the sale colorway, telling fans to visit travisscott.com. And then on the following day, Friday, May the 10th, we actually had the raffle for the University Red pair. So according to Raf Kicks, the raffle ended up going live yesterday at sometime around 5:30 p.m. Eastern. He's obviously referring to Friday, and was live for around 2 hours before the results poured in. So for this raffle, once you visited Travis Scott's website, they were gonna ask you for a whole bunch of information, including your name, email, phone number, address, and shoe size. And I bet if Travis and them would have asked y'all for your social, you would have gave up everything in order for a chance to be able to grab the latest release. So once actually you entered all of your information, then you would have to wait around for them to email you a checkout link or an invoice, where you would then have a chance to be able to actually buy the sneakers. So it says people with checkout links were immediately reporting that they couldn't check out and that no inventory was actually loaded up. So these are crazy accusations, and they got a couple of screenshots to prove it, where individuals that had checkout links were not able to actually check out. Joints were sold out super fast. So that's not really proving that they were all backdoored, but maybe more so that this release was extremely limited. So why were people getting checkout issues? Well, allegedly, according to Raf Kicks, the answer is quite simple. This is yet another elaborate scheme by the Travis Scott team to artificially drive hype and get away with backdooring the entire release. Now, these allegations are absolutely wild, especially if true. So we got to dig a little bit deeper into this. So it continues on to read, let's go down memory lane and recall what they've done in the past. So the Travis Scott golf raffle. Now, I remember this one specifically. This is where allegedly Travis's team was only sending invoices out to content creators. So individuals that were actually live streaming actual what they call the live cop or whatever like that. So I definitely remember that. That was a huge topic that a lot of people were talking about, many content creators covered, and many people reacted to that. But it seems like that whole issue kind of got like brushed under the rug or whatever. Then we have the Travis Phantom raffle. So that was that black pair of Jordan 1 lows. The raffle didn't go live until midnight. Winds went out at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So I would say, while that's probably a bad practice as far as the release goes, I wouldn't say it's really anything too shady or anything like as far as like backdooring being involved there. It just seems like, you know, they dropped them joints too late, and by the time the results went out, most people were already sleeping at 3 a.m. in the morning. And then you have the Travis Fragment Highs. Now, I want to say these joints dropped a few years back, and I'm not even gonna lie, I actually didn't even monitor this release. So it reads, no release at all, super shady, release with no transparency. Ultimately ended up being fully backdoored. Now, again, I can't confirm this right here. So if any of y'all are watching, can't confirm how that release went down, you know, help us out by letting us know in the comment section below. So it continues to read, and if you're still not convinced, I'll let you in on a little secret. All right, things getting juicy here. So it says, Travis Scott's team has a watertight contract with GOAT. They were pumping Travis SB straight through 2+ years after the initial release. So that's crazy. All sales from GOAT account do not require authentication and are fully fulfilled directly by Travis's team. So this actually coincides with a video topic which I was talking about last week, where I uncovered some evidence where it looks like allegedly Adidas is selling releases directly through the GOAT app, and sometimes for above retail. So he then continues on. They've also supplied thousands of leftover Air Maxes for GOAT's Black Friday events, which I specifically recall this last past Black Friday GOAT event where a lot of people had success on these releases. So it says they notably had full size runs and excessive quantities for 2 years in a row. So this was definitely a big topic that many people were speaking about. And if you recall, when these Travis Scott Air Maxes originally released, it felt like quantities were much more limited than expected. So he says, hopefully I've convinced you of the high scale corruption that the Travis Scott team dabbles in by now. So here's what really happened with the T-Rex University Red Jumpman Jack release. So I guess here we go right here. So it says released by the numbers. 400 pairs left over from the sneakers pass in Houston, nowhere to be found. So you guys remember that was the first initial release. That was actually the only official release of this University Red colorway that we saw go down via the sneakers app. It was limited to just a sneakers pass, so you had to actually be specifically in an area locally in Houston to be able to grab those. But apparently it looks like not many people had success. So it says 13 public and authentic checkouts. Raffle was up for an extended period of time to let friends and family check out, hence inventory issues. Wow. So 750 pairs sent to GOAT and StockX. Now, of course, that's rumored. So yeah, bruh really went in on Travis's team. And I think it's also important to remind everybody that's watching that at the end of the day, these are just allegations. But I would have to say that many of these claims are kind of lining up with the timeline. So I think this is a topic that definitely needs to be discussed. I think it's brought up a few times here and there, but then simply brushed under the rug. And I think that's because a lot of content creators are scared. They're scared of ruining their chances of being able to get free sneakers from Travis's team, and then in return, are just keeping their mouths closed. So let me know what you guys think down below. Of course, we know coming up soon, we have the Elkins High Jordan 1 lows, which are going to be dropping here coming up on the 17th. And it looks like backdoor rumors are already going crazy as this image is floating around. So let me know what you guys think about everything covered today. And I also do want to mention that all of this release allegations are just simply via Travis Scott's team and his releases via their website. It seems like your best chance, if you're looking to grab any of these extremely limited releases, the only chance that you guys have will be via the sneakers app, because it seems like as far as these Travis Scott releases, as far as all of these allegations, things are a little bit crazy. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.